So Star Wars Squadrons is out, and I gotta say, it's pretty good. I've been waiting for this game since the end of Battlefront 2's live service, and I have to admit, it exceeded my expectations a little. First things first, the graphics look amazing. This is the third game in a row to steal the title of best looking Star Wars game, and the style of the game overall is more arcadey and stylized. This affects the graphics too. While the cutscenes look pretty realistic, the gameplay is a lot more saturated and, well, arcadey. That's not a bad thing. I want to make it clear that just because something is more stylized in the visuals department doesn't mean it looks bad, just different. I think it looks really good. And the sound design was also pretty good. You really do feel like you're in a starfighter, and the added arcadey weight they put on the blasters really grounds you and puts you in the moment. The scream of the TIE fighters blasting through your speakers and the commands coming in from command with orders really immerse you in the world of Squadrons. The only time it doesn't work is when your character says something. It is a little jarring. But aside from that, Squadrons gets a big fat W in the sound design department. So what about the gameplay? Well, I have to say, it is really good. I was kind of worried it would be a carbon copy of Battlefront 2's Starfighter Assault, and on the surface, it is. Basic controls are the same, after all, but A, you can customize your controls, so just make them whatever you want, and B, there are several nuances that make it way better than Starfighter Assault. First things first, the zoom feature is not in this game, and I have to say, that is one of the best decisions they possibly could have made. I often use the zoom feature as a crutch when I play games that have it, and not having it forced me to focus on flying as opposed to my aim, which meant that ultimately I would be better in the long run. I also love the power switching mechanics. Every time I was in a tight pinch, I would switch power to engines and then boost away so I could heal, and when I needed a quick kill, I would switch over to weapons and yeet them into the Shadow Realm. I also love that we have missile countermeasures. It's kind of hard to dodge a missile that you can't see coming, and you can't because it's first person only, and being able to stop it when you're alerted without much effort is super relieving. I also really like the progression. I haven't played that much, so I haven't been able to unlock a whole lot of stuff, but I can say with confidence that I love the idea. Playing more gets you points that you can use to change your loadout and certain parts of your ship, like your engine. It's the Star Wars equivalent of the phrase, there are no solutions, only trade-offs. We're not really going to talk about the single player. It is fun, but the meat of this game is supposed to be the multiplayer, and it's a little lacking. On the good side of things, maps are more than just open space. You often fight in an asteroid field, or the wreckage of a battle, or a shipyard, and it forces you to enhance your flying skills. I personally prefer dogfight over fleet battles. There's less going on, and it's more focused. It's clearly the superior of the two modes, but that leads me to my big problem with this game. The fact that there are only two modes. Okay, let's try to be fair. This is not a AAA release. Fine. But EA, it seemed like you gave Motive the time and resources they needed to flesh out the game, but even with the lower price tag, don't talk to me about it being a smaller game. $40 is still a heck of a lot of money, especially for PC gamers, and you have to be sure that there's enough content in the game to make it worth it. You're damn lucky that the gameplay, graphics, and sound design are as good as they are, because if it wasn't for those, this game would suck. Other problems I found, while the UI in-game is fine, the main menu looks kinda horrible and is the simplest and least intuitive main menu I've ever seen in a game. There's no matchmaking system. After a game, it just sends you back to the main menu, so you have to start your search again, which sucks because I noticed it took an abnormal amount of time to find a match. I know this game isn't supposed to be that popular and it's a smaller game and so on, but there is crossplay, so I should still be able to find a game relatively quickly, it shouldn't take 21 seconds. So with that all taken into account, is Squadrons worth the $40 price tag? Well, it depends. If you're a flight simulator kind of guy, yes. Even with its lack of modes and sometimes frustrating matchmaking, the gameplay and map design are so good that I'm sure you guys will have a ball. If you're a Star Wars fan and someone who loves flight simulators, then you should buy this game. If you're not a flight simulator guy and or a Star Wars fan, then it's a bit iffy, and it really depends on you. Depends on if you're willing to deal with a lack of modes in exchange for some fun and rarely frustrating gameplay. I personally think it's worth it. The gameplay, aesthetics, and map design do make it worth a play, and I was really frustrated even when I'm really bad, which is about half the time. Overall, I can say I had fun, and I'll definitely be hopping into the cockpit again. I give it a 7 out of 10. Hey all, I just want to thank you all for watching, and if you like these kinds of videos, then you should consider subscribing. These videos are a lot of fun for me to make, and I would love to keep going for you guys. Also, I have a Discord server, a link in the description. Though you should hurry. Discord links expire shockingly fast, and I want as many of you guys in there as possible. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.